Okay, now take one.
Need some help? One with the two of you?
Yes, please. Okay. It's really cute.
Okay. Yeah, great. Very nice.
Thank you.
Where are you from?
Your brain reset? How? What does that mean?
Breakdown.
Nice address.
Oh, yeah, thanks. It's actually my cousin's, but they're in Madrid for the summer, so we have the whole place to ourselves. How cool is that?
It took 5 years experimental therapy to unlock even just fragments of memories.
Two girls around 18.
We were all brought to this place where people were wearing these gold masks with like purple robes, and then some people were wearing black robes with white masks. So they're all standing in this grove. So we're standing there, they're doing like a chanting, so they're around in this circle.
Three of the things that come up all the time whenever you research these people who are manipulating global events. You come into Satanism, you come into secret societies, and you come invariably into pedophilia, which is absolutely rife at the top end, or what we call the top end, of global society.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want.
There was a little girl, I'm guessing again, she was probably 5. She was super tiny. They had taken her and she was tied up so it was like her face was facing down. These two men were carrying her in towards this enormous fire. And then they just picked her up and put her right down over the top of the fire. They actually die pretty quickly that way.
I am an escapee, getting better at it with every attempt.
I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
You cannot just ignore. The average pedophile abuses between 50 and 100 children in their lifetime per abuser. And they keep these kids quiet so that they think that it's only them. That it's this rare thing that only happens to them. And they do fill these kids with shame because they want them to never even ask or never even realize that maybe this happens so much because there's this whole entire network. That maybe all these demons...
Okay, that's enough.
They always find me. Well, he does. He's the leader of the 9 bishops who govern the city. Their authority comes from 2 things: a miraculous power and a hijacked religion. One feeds the other. A cycle. It's called vialism, and all you really need to know is that it teaches that self-destruction is the only way to paradise.
My smile wraps around my head, splitting it in.
And we were taken to a private forest grove in Northern California where we were stripped nude and photographed. And things I hope you can't imagine. And then they released us and they hunted us down. And I escaped. I was the only one to escape. And those are my memories, which are now extremely vivid. Who exactly they were, I don't know. I do know there were 10 other kids.
Every time that somebody goes through something, there's purpose. When we look at something that's super traumatic happening in our lives and we just can't understand for the life of us why the hell, it's like the why me question. It just means that we haven't gotten far enough away from the circumstance to see the bigger picture. Suspend judgment. There's always a bigger picture and a bigger reason why you would be going through these things. If you're telling yourself a painful story like I'm going through it because I'm evil, or I'm going through it because I'm bad, it's not the reason. There's always a much more beautiful picture of why things happen to people the way they do that you can't see when you're in the middle of it. You can only see it when you put one foot in front of the other in the direction of healing. Then it's like organic. You don't have to even look for the purpose. It just falls in your lap one day and you're like, oh my God, I get it. All of it.
I am an escapee. I am an exception.
Sorcerers saw infant human beings as strange luminous balls of energy, covered from the top to the bottom with a glowing coat, something like a coat of plastic adjusted tightly around the cocoon of energy. He said that that glowing coat of awareness was what the predators consumed, and that when a human reached adulthood, all that was left of that fringe awareness was a narrow fringe that went from the ground to the top of the toes. That fringe permitted mankind to keep on living, but only barely.
Honestly, and this is the case with any kind of abuse situation, the perpetrator asks nothing from you. You can disbelieve what the victim says and you can go back to living your life, believing that reality is one way and it can be safe and it can feel good and you don't have to worry about your 9-year-old daughter getting taken and murdered. Now, when you side with a victim and you believe a story that somebody has said like me, it puts people in a moral dilemma. I'm essentially asking people to rewrite their entire version of reality. So of course I'm going to run into a serious amount of backlash from people who do not want to believe that this is possible. It's a lot easier to look at someone like me and say, this stuff can't possibly exist, because then I get to live in a safe world, than to say, you know what, this is a super dangerous, messed up world, which is where people go when they hear stories like this. So yeah, a lot of people aren't going to believe.
We are in a fight against evil, and part of that is fighting against denial and denying denial. Now, I just told you my story.
A lot of people do know this is going on and just don't know what the hell to do about it. So the public eyes are starting to open to the idea that this kind of stuff does actually go on. So I feel like we're actually more ready than ever before. And I feel like that's really good for people in my position who have been victimized by these particular groups to not have to cower and not have to be in a state of shame forever.